Good evening, and welcome to Rock Truth Radio. I am your host, Selena K, and we thank you for joining us as we rock truth are absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth, even before our very eyes, is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. We believe that the Bible, our kingdom constitution, is inspired, infallible, inerrant, and the final authority for all. Rock Truth is founded on He who is the original point of reference for all things to come through eternity. Rock Single to the economic climate and social crises of today. RockSingle is designed to serve the physical need of fallen man while serving the physical need, the spiritual need, I'm sorry. He did not know he had, wow, that impacts, affects, and infects generationally. RockSingle seeks to inspire, enlighten, and highlight upcoming and established local kings and queens of character while promoting Black consciousness and awareness of who we are and to whom we belong. It is, in fact, a kingdom renaissance. Welcome, fellow truthers.
Yay! A kingdom renaissance.
Hey. It is definitely a kingdom renaissance. How are we today, RockSingle?
Good.
Feeling amazing because what is this? It's and you know what? It's hump day. It's middle of the week day. It's get up and over the hump day.
Yes,
and I'm feeling good. Exactly. Like it's any other. It's the same day as the next day and the day before that. If you make it so if you want it to be different, do something different.
Teach us. Tell them about it.
Only Doc Ock would say something like that.
I know, right?
Yeah. Get the hump.
Because that's exactly how it should be. That's exactly how it should be. I had to make sure I shared it everywhere, y'all.
Yeah, me too. That's what I'm doing.
Right, just kind of like get that story. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. That is the dopest part ever. It's imperative.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tap in. Okay. I had to make sure we were all on the screen and stuff. You know what? I'm excited about the show. I'm excited.
Me too. Oh, it's gonna get juicy. They're gonna be like, wait, it's only in a hey Shannon.
Hi, Shannon. She already there. Hi, Shannon Boo. Hi, Boo.
Shannon came. You already know what that means. Shannon.
She in here. She ain't playing. She in here too. She about to light up them chats. Don't nobody talk crazy today.
Like the chat up. I got two individuals. I'm about to light those. Go ahead and light the chat up.
That's a shame. Y'all gonna let them light it on up. Today is the day. The day of the Geechee is over. We're gonna get this stuff straight. We're gonna get this stuff straight today. Yes. I'm telling you.
Get your mind right. Get your life right.
Because we want to all move forward. I mean, that's what we're saying, right? Isn't that what we're saying? Aren't we saying we all want to do things for our lives in 2021 and all this other stuff?
The resolutions and all that, the new year, new me, but you can't only do that for a week. It's resolutions, ma'am. Ma'am's in third 2 weeks. Well, right, depending on what. it's some weeks. It's more than just the first week of January when you feeling all fired up and ready to do something new because it's a new year. No, you're supposed to be a new you every single
Teach,
day.
teach.
Come on and teach us. Come on and teach us something.
We're gonna,
Yes.
we gonna be new and we're gonna be the bomb.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm working on my game and stuff. I got a lot of stuff going on over here. It's tripping.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, we're gonna be new. We're gonna be exactly, what we said we were gonna do. And we're gonna get there only by correction. We're gonna only get there by correction.
Come on.
And
Exactly.
that's just simply correcting how we're treating each other. That's it. We're
And,
gonna,
and that's literally it. And people like it starts off simple and then it complicated. Like, well, but they said, okay, so what does that have to do with you? But they did. But what does that have to do with you? But you keep saying this they. Who is the they? Y'all need to leave the ethereal, the missing face they wherever they at. And start letting them dictate how your life turns out. Because every time you say they, you are giving them power over how your life turns out because you aren't taking responsibility and control.
Teach this. You better teach out here.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to say about that.
Okay, Shannon.
Yes, Shannon. Girl,
Shannon been blowing up my page.
All right, cause she on you, Ken. You ain't about to be starting. You tried it. I saw it both.
The spot.
Shannon on you.
Shannon on.
Right.
Shannon on.
I see he got the Wi-Fi together here, and he's in the prayer room, not the prayer closet. He had to relocate.
You see, and again, we're going back to our conversation. White feet versus blue feet. They're the same. They the same. And you got to relocate all them extra things.
All of that.
All of that. Where you ain't going to white.
I never got but I can imagine though. Right? I can imagine. Absolutely.
But they say happy wife, happy life.
That's what they said. I beg to differ. I beg to differ.
Happy wife, life.
I beg to differ.
Don't just like cocoa boiling on the stove. They're gonna be cool. That hot cocoa boiling on the stove and them granola bars.
Them granola bars. Listen,
no problems at all. She gonna rub me.
Talking about granola bars, boo. We got
I gotta pick up some oats to make some more.
Yes, I do too. I was just telling Will, I got to give me some almond butter. And the way I want to mix it in this time is what's going to be the difference for me. Because now I understand how you can make a blueberry muffin and only have one blueberry. Yep, it's about how you put it in. When you don't put it, when all the ingredients are together.
Order of operations. It makes a difference.
Because I want in every bite, I want everything I put in it. So I gotta
Queen had that peanut butter in there though. I know that bad boy was good and full of protein.
But it was delicious. Fibrous, full of antioxidants, full of
juicy
nutrition.
You can take the world after you eat that. You Superman after you eat that.
Okay.
Superman.
I
don't know, but was it just me? Like, did you eat like more than like 2 or 3 of them and then need a nap afterwards, or was that just me?
Nah, I ate some things, and it was also midnight snacks. Those are great things, right? Like midnight snacks. It wasn't like a horrible midnight snack. It was
exactly.
These are the things I need in my life. Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. But yeah, I'm excited about today. I'm excited about today's show. I'm excited about what we're doing going forward with RockSingle. What about you, Ty?
Somebody said Menards got them on sale.
No, shut up. Well,
you got the granola bars.
It gotta be.
He got fiber or oats. I'm confused. What Menards got on sale that we was?
He said they got the oats on sale because that just threw me off. I was like, Menards got them on sale.
Oh, the oats. Oh, then that means they got the big size then, right? Like the giant, like.
Yeah.
So, I might have to slide on them then.
How about Menards today? Give Will a discount.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about this RockSingle because this year, 2021, the desire is for everybody that wants to being a prosperous relationship to be one, a healthy relationship, not functional relationship. That's what we talking about. We ain't talking about no dysfunction.
Dysfunction, yeah,
Exactly. No.
yeah,
Where everybody is coherent, everybody is communicating with
yeah.
because I think that's the big part. I ain't gonna lie, that was one of my parts was the communication, as we talked about yesterday. The lady, she wanted to talk to me while I'm busy doing something. Like, no, if you want to talk to me, you got to come and sit on my lap and address me properly and say, Lord Tyron.
Not, that's a good joke. Good joke. Take it down for us one more time.
He's serious. He's serious. It's okay. He's serious.
Doc, put your real face on. Let's try to receive. I know, right? No. Hold it, girl, because I'm telling you, he's going to say it twice. So this is what we're really getting. Put the real face on, Doc, and let's be serious to this queen. King, just allow him to repeat. King, what you say?
I just told her, hey, this is what you have to do if you want my attention. You got to say, Lord Tyron, I need you to take the trash out. I need you to dust off my car, Lord Tyron.
And they got to sit on your lap. They got to sit on your lap. That's how it works.
Well, I mean,
like you Santa.
If they my woman.
I'm saying that's your kingdom. That's no king. You can have your kingdom.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And but that's how specific you have to be when you are communicating this. Like, if that's what you want to say, that's what you want. If she don't want to do that, then she don't want to do that. Like, it's literally that simple. But the desire is put out there, and she will know that. Don't worry, that's gonna be added to the list of why I leave you. It's all right. It's all right. but it be like that. It be like that. You can only concede so much stuff that you want before you need to say, is this really a relationship that's going to work for me? Yeah. Everybody not meant to be together. It's all right.
They're not. We're just here just kind of like, just filling our way through to see who is it? Does this add up all the way, with what it is that I need? You know what I'm saying? Not the things that I want or the things I'm trying to manipulate or alter to fit an ideology. It is what I need. And need means I have somebody with me that provides correction. Somebody with me that ain't putting up with my stuff. They don't tolerate me or accept me.
That's promoting growth.
Hello, like grow up, sis. What you need. What you need. So we want all this for everybody. So yeah.
And that's another thing. Like, don't compromise, your growth for for what you want or what you think you want. Because a lot of times people think they want something and then they get it. They like, why they acting like that? That's what you wanted, though. That's exactly what you called into your life. That's what you attracted. That's what you chose. And now you got it. And now you realize, oh, this ain't it. I got to do everything still. I'm not getting no type of growth, no movement. My goals over here sitting on the side and collecting dust and cobweb because you didn't get nobody that was going to make sure you stay focused and on track and stayed your behind off the couch, out the TV at times when you supposed to be doing your work.
That's why we got to clarify.
They not bringing books and things to you that's going to expand your mind and build your personality and personally develop you.
Yeah.
They up there, yeah. Oh yeah, no, we gonna party and pop down. Yeah. Y'all, honey, that's what you get. That's what you wanted, so that's what you got.
That's what you get. I think that's super dope. Anybody want to call in? I see somebody asked about the phone lines being open.
It was just Shannon.
Not just Shannon, but look, she was on point. She was right on the time too. That was right when we.
Super True, 747 Super True. We will open the phone lines very soon. Let's get right into our subject, Ty.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening, we're going to talk about we're going to talk about sex versus real love. Okay. I'm not gonna say the name of the app, but there's this app where you go into these rooms and you just listen. You listen to different conversations. So this is what I heard the other day. This is what I heard the other day. They was talking about, would you give up the idea of having, good sex, or just the idea of having good sex to have true love. And a lot of the comments, some comments was good, some comments took me over the edge. And some said, some people said that, hey, I would, because they said I've had all kind of sex in my life anyway. Is that somebody's audio is big?
It probably was mine's. I just checked my audio. So can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
It's still a slight echo, but it's not as bad as it was before.
Okay. Yeah, I ended up changing out mine.
All right. Okay. So what they said was, some said, oh, I've had all this sex before, and what I really want is true love. Some said, no, I'm not gonna forsake that. I wanted both. Then this young gentleman, and I really gotta speak about what he said, because that's what we're ready to speak on tonight. He said that he was with a young lady that he really wasn't loving, and I mean, he said he was falling out of love with her, and because she just wasn't doing it right. And so the people on the panel began to ask more questions, to purge more deeper. And he was saying, well, she always wanted me to dress up and wear these different uniforms and costumes and things like that, and other sexual things that she liked. But he said that he wasn't into that. Well, long story short, in the back of my mind, I was like, really, you're the one that's not really meeting, fulfilling her sexually.
Right.
He kept saying it was him. So as soon as I thought it, the whole panel just went in and roasted him and said, no, there's like, you not the one. So yeah, we want to talk about that. I heard some very interesting perspectives from the wordsmith and the chemist.
You call it the wordsmith and the chemist. I like it though. Okay. I am a wordsmith, and yeah, she is a scientist. It's clear.
Yeah. So I already want to know what's you guys' opinion, like good sex over real love. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that got your back 100 grand. Right. You know what I mean? Come on.
You know what? Like, even when you just said like somebody that got your back 100, right? Then that can't be the case that just occurred, with the scenario that's being set up. Because if you had my back 100, then you would have my back, my front, my side. I'm gonna need you to have all that, and I didn't communicate inside. I didn't communicate it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. So if you adjust. You know what I'm saying? If you had my back, then this wouldn't even be of a concern. So I'm with you. It seems as if someone's not taking responsibility and pointing the blame at somebody else when it's in actuality themselves.
Mm-hmm. Proper communication. Okay. If you are not happy with something, don't just be like, oh yeah, it's good. Like, no. Nope. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to, tear them down or nothing, but you do need to be very clear and straightforward with what it is that you desire, that you're looking for, and let them decide if they want to be a part of that, if that's what they want to, give to you. And if y'all can't come to a compromise, to a solution, then you should part ways. People hold on to stuff because they trying to hold on to the 60% or whatever, and you're missing this 40% is a lot to not have. Right, like, when you really think of those numbers, that's a lot. So if sex is 40% important to you and it is not good, that is not a relationship. That is a friendship.
Yeah,
all of it's friendship. I love a friendship.
But I mean like strictly like no romantic intimate interaction. Like, exactly. Yes. Exactly. And we're not moving towards marriage, towards building together like a partnership. Like, no, like then that's when those boundaries need to be set. And then y'all can go y'all ways and find what works for the both of y'all. Like when you're holding on to somebody, they're not just holding a place for what you can actually find that fits you, but you're also holding up a spot for someone that can come in and appreciate them as they are without trying to change them, teach them, whatever. But it's somebody that's exactly for them as they are, and you're holding up that spot because you don't want to spend the time to be single, alone to yourself, or without them. Sometimes people just be so comfortable with each other that they just stay. And it's like, why?
Come on, Miss Shannon, pointing the finger but missing the point. You selfish. You selfish. You a selfish individual, and you want what you want. You gonna make sure that if you can't have, you can't have it, can't nobody have. That is horrible. And what type of person are you? What type of person are you? You know what I'm saying? So,
and you can't say that you actually care about that person if that's what you're doing to them, because you're doing that to them.
Come on, sis.
And that's the thing that people miss. Like, if you hanging on, if they keep doing stuff that wouldn't make someone in there, you know, who's in their right mind and who knows their worth, and you're not gonna stick around and let you abuse them and mistreat them, they're probably doing that because they're trying to get rid of you.
I'm just saying,
you don't mistreat someone that you want to stay around.
No, you don't.
Even if they're doing it consciously or with an intent, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're doing it. That is the point. Yeah. And you're allowing it.
Yeah, teach.
That's a two-way street.
That's another part of it. Come on, sister, teach now. Now we put people in positions to fail us. You know what I'm saying? We put people in positions to fail us and then turn around and point blame. Had I not been in the position, because again, your wants and you got to have, and you put me in a position that I wasn't qualified for, and you set me up to fail you. Then you point the blame at me. Now you mad at me. You done talked about me. You can tell everybody that I was the problem when the whole time you was part of the setup. Little manipulator. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, it's two-way streets on this. Everybody just have to take some ownership, but definitely that brother take ownership, because if you were down for her, like you said, then this wouldn't even be a conversation.
Right? Yeah. You know, I agree. I think brothers should have they should have had that conversation, because if he went into that, they're like,
but you know, like they be like, how freaky are you? Oh, I'm not so freaky. They realize they not not on that level, and they be like, well, I don't want to look like no punk. She not gonna punk me. Like, no, she definitely, literally, dog. What you have the collar on still, sir?
Right. Hello. You got the collar on, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so now the question. I've been waiting for y'all to answer the question.
What's the question? We answered it.
We said that's a hard no.
Oh.
Because the reality of this is, and before we go into our commercial, the reality of this is that this is about willingness. Okay, and there's just parameters in place that's set for us all. People that you are wanting to be in a long-lasting relationship with, you want to marry them, they should have the resources, they should have the proper relationship, and they should have the willingness. Do not sacrifice at no point any of it. You know what I'm saying? It's not good enough. And like she was saying, 40%. Think about like paying a bill. You know what I'm saying? If you only got 40% of
that's it,
then you 60 short.
And they gonna penalize you. They trust me. They gonna be looking for that other part. Like, it's not oh, okay, well, you tried. No,
right,
no.
Right. So you should be willing. He's not willing.
I'm calling foul.
Call your foul?
Foul.
Call your foul. Call your foul. Call your foul. Call your little funky foul. But don't I care?
You said 60%, 40 short. Hold on. So you mean to tell me? No, we got to see. I'm about to turn this thing into BZ&Z. You mean to tell me that you got to? You mean to tell me you done found yourself a good man? This man is, doing everything kingdom, but when it come down to the bedroom, if he ain't pleasing you in the kingdom way, you about to just be like, bruh, yo, bro.
I'm communicating. Yes. I'm a communicator. I am going to say, bruh. Yes. I am going to say, bruh. I don't have no problem.
Oh, she just
y'all. Is that needs to occur or happen or whatever that may need to be.
Am I back? Yeah. Now you back. Yeah.
Yeah, you back now.
You was borrowing time, Weezy.
No, don't put my name in there.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what this is.
Don't put my name in.
What this is today. But no, seriously, it's more so about communication, like Doc Ock was saying earlier, and I'm going to communicate that. Like that's the whole point of being with when something's not right or some you communicate and you communicate open and honestly about that particular need. You know, you work with them, you get in training mode, you show, you teach, you do what's necessary before you finally just say, okay, I'm done, because apparently you deliberately desire not to satisfy.
Well, that's good. You'll work with the brother, but I'm just
Yeah, no, it's not like a straight to the curb. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this ain't.
No.
No. You like every relationship is work. I don't care how
Mhm.
extremely compatible y'all
Teach.
are, and
Teach
all of this. You can have 6 figures, your own mansions, and all that. It doesn't matter. Once you get together with a person, you are no longer the person you were separate from them. You don't know if someone's going to be a good husband or a wife until you make them your husband or a wife. Because you can't even judge someone off of their past marriage, because guess what? You weren't married to them. They weren't reacting to you.
But I think y'all missing the point though. But go ahead.
No, we didn't miss the point. No.
What is it that you
not saying what you want us to hear?
Right.
Yeah,
That's
you want us to say something different than what we're saying. We ain't got that, because I'm not like, cause I have no problem with telling you what I want.
No.
But I'm saying,
because I'm gonna listen to what you want, so I want you to listen to what I want too. And we can figure it out if you put it on the table and we figure it out.
I'm saying man is perfect in every way.
Then somewhere he's not.
Then he's not perfect. Then he's not perfect for me.
He's not perfect for me. Like he ain't perfect for me. Yes.
Boom.
So you're right. He is perfect in every way except for me. That's all. And ain't no shade. I help you pass. I don't got no problem with the king. I'm gonna still be here. I love you. All of that. It's time to waste. I'm not doing that. I got a life here too, you know.
And usually when people go ahead and part ways at that point, when they realize, oh, they're not the person I'm looking for, guess what? You can still be friends. You can still be cool. You don't have to lose. Like, because obviously they're a valuable person. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gone through the trouble of trying to attach yourself to them. So don't ruin it or sully it. Change your relationship with them and make it a proper one for who they are to you.
That's it.
If they can't be that to you, then don't try and make them be that. Like, you ruin it.
And then stop lying. You know, before we go on commercial, stop lying, because that's what one thing that you said was that either you told the truth the first time when you said, I love you, I'm your friend, I'm down for you, this, that, and the other. Either you were telling the truth or you were lying, because now you can't talk to him. I'll deal with him. He ain't, or she, whatever they can't.
On conditions. Love is not conditional.
It ain't a condition.
If you got conditions, then you didn't love them.
Leave it. Nope, you sure didn't. So you're lying, you know. But let's get ready to go inside commercial break where we got a small pause. We're going to go ahead and play a song by my guy, Cliff Clem and Tay Larry, Clarify with Stand Corrected. Love you, bro.
She wanna see if mine can buy her life for a few dollars. Then she'll show me love. About love, no, not at all. All she wanna know is who I bought. She could care less. About
Mrs. Benjamin tried to come at her on some realness, faking and fronting like she with it, but she don't care. So I'm not gonna come to you correctly. Your mind and body don't say respect me. All you wanna know is how much cash I made. All the fancy places I can take. Man, look at her, she's so damn beautiful. Like a model, front page centerfold. The most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Identical to the beautiful one of my dreams. And I was in love the first time I saw your face. But diamonds ain't gold, always can be replaced. When I seen her, I thought she's the one for me. But then she showed me, obviously, that she don't care. Unless she tossing dollars in the air. So I'm not gonna come to you correctly. Your mind and body don't say respect me. All you wanna know is how much cash I made. All the fancy places I can take. So I'm not gonna come to you correctly. Cause your body don't say respect me. So I'm not gonna come to you correctly. Your attire don't say respect me. So I'm not gonna come to you correctly. Your mind and body don't say respect me.
Rock Truth got merch, y'all. Who is your true north? Who holds you down so you'll always know where you are? God, the original true north, the original point of reference. Check out our clothing line, True North, at rocktruth2.com for your kingdom culture needs. Everything from tees to sweats, men's, women's, and kids' sizes. Inez Essentials Whipped Body Butter has a wide assortment of 8-ounce body butter made with unrefined shea and mango butter, infused with vitamin E oil, coconut oil, sweet almond oil, natural mica powder, and fragrant essential oils. It is designed to heal and moisturize dry skin, and it is perfect for the whole family. Our whipped shea butter is handcrafted with a blend of natural and organic ingredients. The unicorn body butter can be customized to the scent of your choice. If a scent is not chosen, no scent will be added. Have you been searching for a custom home decor and crafts? Check out Delicious Designs. For more information, simply search Della Williamson on Facebook. Are you in need of advertisement or marketing tools? Branded in his image prints, logos, flyers. Contact us today. Rock True Prints is ready to serve your printing and designing needs. We offer a full array of marketing tools, logos, flyers, business cards, video ads, and website designs. If you need our services for prints, we got you there too. Contact us at rocktruthradio@gmail.com for more information. Oh, okay.
That's essentials and body butter.
Bruh.
I'm just sitting here talking, man. I'm thinking my mic was on.
No, and that's the thing, because I'm like, why is it so quiet? Like, is it something wrong with my headphones? I was worried for a second. I was like, oh, okay. Unmute.
Hello, me too. Shout out to Clem and Clifford Walker on Facebook. Clem, shout out, that song is dope, bro. Shout out to Tay Larry on IG. Clarify, come correctly. Like, it's just time for women to come correctly. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You can't do XYZ and then expect ABC.
Come on, sis.
No,
sis. You asking for one thing, you dressed another way. Like, what? Hold on.
And that's what I was saying. Like, I shop at Rainbow. 90% of my clothes are from Rainbow.
Go on, teach,
but sis. I don't look like I shop at Rainbow because of the way I put it together, for one, and the way I carry myself outwardly and how I treat other people. I treat other people with respect. So guess what? I get respect back.
Doc
That's
Rainbow.
how it works.
Doc Rainbow.
Yup.
Doc Rainbow, Act Rainbow.
Yup. They got some cheap clothes and they last. I've had a lot of them clothes like 2+ years, no holes, no stretching, no nothing.
Come on.
I take care of them and they take care of me.
That's it, period. That's it, period. Like, it's just about how you carry yourself. Go ahead, King.
All right, so are we getting ready to bring in the callers? Are we getting ready to bring in, because I got a question?
Ooh.
Yes, our phone lines are open.
Okay, all right. Now here's my question. All right. I feel like I'm outnumbered, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask this question anyway. Let me ask y'all, for real. Let me ask y'all. Do you believe that you can start having sex before a physical touch?
Oh yeah. Can you
that's where it starts.
In your mind.
That's where that's where it starts.
Case closed. I already won. Bring on the callers.
Look.
Case closed. Bring on the callers, please.
He gonna say case closed.
You know what's some good for? Hey, I got this double cheese pizza with extra black olives.
Right.
I'm like, you got what for me? The whole thing is for me.
No, but someone,
amazing.
Yeah, but someone
breadsticks too.
They don't need penetration.
Feed me, Seymour.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you.
Me. Okay.
That's how you get a woman. You just get her some food. Putty.
Nah.
Get it that food.
No, it ain't always that simple. Like, the conversation got to be there, because it's people, that dry conversation. It'd be like you say something, and it's like it's a topic that you're passionate. Like me, I'm a science person. I'm passionate about science, but I understand that not a lot of people are privy. So I bounce a little bit, but it's like it's your interest that is going to keep me interested. I can change topics, I can talk about anything, but it's your interest that I'm looking for. If it's not a topic that you can stand firmly in, then you can redirect into something that you got more. But if you're not trying to have a conversation with me, a nice volley, spreading of ideas, like we're actually going, into our ideas, our opinions, our beliefs, that stuff. If we can't have those type of conversations, then it's not
Right. And you don't have to have a bottle of Merlot either. It don't even have to be over a bottle of Merlot.
No, it don't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It should be natural. It should be
Right.
natural. You don't want anything that you have to force. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it should be natural. You don't need enhancements. You know what I'm saying? Unless you fake. You know, like if you need the enhancements
Okay.
because you showing up fake. Like, no, you don't need
Mm-hmm.
to. You don't need
That's
no
not who you really
costumes. Just
are.
come real. Exactly. Come straight, girl. The number is 7472 for truth. It's 7472 for truth. You know we don't do no homework for nobody. We are in the educational field, and so you got to do your homework. At some point, we teach you to go back to the book.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh,
got to figure out what that TRUTH is and call on in. I'm telling you.
come real, don't come at all.
Don't come real or don't come at all. And that's the truth, King, for real. Like even when I do like sessions with people that I counsel, it's like remove all the fake and the fraud because I need to see you and I need you to see you too. And right now you hiding
Mm-hmm.
behind all that stuff that ain't
Oh,
you.
that's the one. Because they
Girl,
don't even be seeing themselves half the
come
time. Like
on,
that's why
sis.
people can do you wrong and not even see the
Come
wrong that
on,
they didn't
sis.
did because they
Come
didn't lie
on.
to themselves so good.
Woo,
I'm
child.
like
And they
the only
believe
person
it.
believing this lie is you.
They believe it. Child, they
The only
believe
one
it.
believing
They
that lie.
acted. They
Get 'em,
acted
dog.
out.
Get 'em,
I
dog.
mean, they go to the extreme levels of acting out the lie. You know what I'm saying? The lie that they telling themselves, the deception that you are doing to yourself. So yeah, man. You know,
Get 'em, dog.
you gonna say get them, doc.
Okay. What do they call that? What kind of acting is that? It's the actors
Improv.
they actually call,
Improv.
no.
Oh,
Is the actors call it something when they actually go, like if you was going to play a homeless person or something in a movie, you actually go and live with homeless people for like a month or so before you go and do the role.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
What you talking
I
about?
we
forgot
gotta
what
call
kind
them.
of acting they call that, but that's what people do. Like they'll come up with this persona that they want to try and portray to people, and then they go and they actually try and be around people like that so they can get the mannerisms and all that stuff. But that's not who they are. And then they come and they give you this fake facade, and they can only
Teachers.
hold up so long once they run out of the material that they done picked up. That the act is over. They didn't encounter too many new
T.
situations that they don't have. They little fake. Hold on, oh, they didn't teach me that one. Hold on, let me call it. I gotta call it. He actually liked this, so hold on. I gotta get advice from him because he actually.
Come on.
Yeah, so don't come and try and pretend to be a good guy if you're not a good guy. Be upfront and say,
Just
look,
be you. Just be
I don't
you.
really like to commit. I don't have time for that. Like I'm not emotionally stable and I'm not really trying to be at this point. Like I really just kind of want, somebody who can hang around and wait for me to never be ready for them. But you see how that sounds coming out? The truth?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so crazy.
Yes.
But they don't want to
We have a caller, guys. We have a caller.
Hey, caller. Hey, Shannon.
Good. How are you, sis? Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Girl, where you be?
Yeah, we can't hear her.
Yeah,
well. It's like a echo. It's like she in the background.
You got an echo, sis.
No, we can't hear her. She sounds like she's like on secondary auto or something.
Okay.
A little bit, but not really. It's still really, really low.
It's still low. Hold on, okay. It's still kind of low on our end. Let me see if these need to be turned up. Hold on. I'm turning my
Yeah. But I did. I did cook y'all though. Y'all got to give a brother.
No, you didn't.
Cook. You made dinner.
Try it now, Miss Shannon. Can we hear?
No, she still sounding real low.
Okay. Try to call back in, Miss Shannon. Okay. All right.
Well, and thank you for that, Will. It's method acting. Yes.
I saw
and
that.
That's what people. Yeah, that's what people do. And I'm like,
they do. They are fraud, girl. I'm trying. Listen, and that's your blessing to just be able to be in any place or space, and you're yourself. And this is what this show is for, like getting you back to mastering singleness, mastering
Yes, mastering singleness. I think she froze up.
Mm-hmm. It sounded like the call came
to
back
do
in. She
any of the
called
messaging
again.
Okay.
or anything. We got the call coming in, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, she's calling. Hold on. All right, Miss Shannon, can you hear us?
She still sounds super low.
Yeah, we can't hear her.
Is your phone up? Because we're up here. Hold on. Okay. Can y'all hear her now? I don't know why you're not coming in. I can hear you.
Barely.
Hold on.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Oh, there it is. There we go. We got audio. Hey.
yeah.
Hey.
What's up, Shannon?
Can y'all hear her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all can? Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Shannon, try now.
How about now?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
You can hear me.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had
Yeah,
to close. I had to close the YouTube channel. I had to close it.
Okay. Okay. Well, welcome, Miss Shannon. Carmen,
Hey.
how you
Hey
doing?
y'all!
Yes.
What's up, Shannon?
Well, you calling obviously to add to this conversation because of course Lord Ty's over there tripping. Go on.
Okay.
Yes.
Keep,
See how you trying to be anti.
I'm just keeping it 100.
Uh-huh. Go ahead, rock truth, sis.
All right, Lord Ty. What was the question that you asked? The question right before I called in.
The question was that I just won was can you can you let go good sex over real and true love? Okay, and the wordsmith and the chemist they just let me know I was correct. So
How
go
did
ahead and add to the point.
we? That
I
was
don't
the
know what he
question.
talking about.
That was the question from the beginning. The question that you had just asked before she got on.
Okay,
You so-called one was that can we have intimacy without touching? And the answer was yes.
right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It
And so
should
the way
be that way.
how I won was
It should absolutely be that way, regardless of what your arrangement for Lord Ty. Here go your word entanglement. Whatever
Entanglement is his
your
word.
arrangement is, I think you should be able to connect intellectually first.
Uh-huh.
I think that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
Me
It
personally,
is.
my
That's where the
personal.
interest stays.
Miss Shannon.
There you go.
Can I speak? Can I speak
Yes,
before?
sir. Yes, sir.
There you go.
Okay, okay, Miss Shannon. Let me talk to you. Since I just won this argument, I want to talk to you.
Man.
Okay.
All right, talk to me. Talk to me.
You just said you said intellectual. You said intellectual first, right?
Yes.
So the reason why I just asked the wordsmith and the chemist, can, can you have sex without touching, is because a lot of the times when a man has sex with a woman that he is just stimulated mentally, it ain't nothing but a mop up operation once we get in bed.
I love he said mop up.
My butt right.
Not
Clean up on aisle 9.
right. And that is
But that's the point. That's the point. Men be thinking it got to be like all kinds of like weird little tricks and all this other stuff before play. No, just be genuine and actually be into them and actually listen. Oh, listen and act.
Yeah, I feel vindicated. I
Yes.
feel vindicated.
Why do you say that?
But somebody told you something different.
Okay,
So
King David.
I mean, my personal experience has been when I have connected with someone on an intellectual level, like you said, clean up on aisle 9. because then you learn. You know what I mean? Like you learn one another.
Wow.
And
Mhm.
when we get to that point, I don't have to tell you anything. You should know by
We're
conversation.
teaching. We're teaching.
You know what I mean? Like you should be able to interpret my body language. You should be
If
able to
you
look at the
study,
way I
if you
smile, the way
study,
my eyes, you know what I mean?
you know what I'm saying? If you
React to
study,
your voice or react to a certain conversation. You should be able to tell from there how, okay, if I do such and such over here, this will happen.
ooh,
I
Lord.
shouldn't have to tell you. I shouldn't have to teach you anything.
Uh-uh.
You know what I mean? If I gotta teach you anything, ooh, I just better love you, okay?
I mean, hey, it depends. It depends on that conversation.
It depends on that. It depends on that level. Come on now.
Yes,
Exactly.
I'm not
Because
teaching
and that, but that's the thing. Like usually when you have an
you anything.
intellectual,
Especially if I don't love you, if there's no like we're in love type thing. If that, I'm not just gonna walk away from you if we're in love. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna give you a chance.
exactly.
Yeah.
Give you a chance.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to work this out, okay? I'm gonna have to let my request be known, and I'm gonna let you know up front. Listen, I'm a no limit soldier. So
Sad.
if you're not ready to pull up, we can't do this.
Nope.
Like I have certain needs. I have certain things.
Ready to pull up.
Absolute requirement. You tell me what your requirements are. We gonna meet somewhere.
Exactly.
Like, if it's just like I'm doing all the giving and the body slamming and the no, I'm just saying, but if I'm doing all
Miss Shannon.
No, because you said it, sis. No, because they want us to get up in the gym and be having a peach like this, gotta do squats and eat all this good food and all this other stuff, and then they just eating whatever, I don't know, Rice Krispie treats and Hennessy, and then they want you to do all like, sir, you smell like a liquor store and you don't drink enough water for me to do none of whatever it is you asking me to do. So
right. You gotta match my fly. You gotta match my fly. You gotta match my energy. We just have to match. If we not matching, and I give you an opportunity to pull up, because I mean, if you tell me something to me, if you tell me something, I'm gonna put it in my mind and my imagination going run wild. Okay, so run with it. But if you can't do that for me, then there's nothing. What am I holding on for?
exactly. Oh, and this conversation it's not for people that's just looking to hook up. This ain't no hook. That's not a relationship. That's an interaction.
Right.
We're not talking about interactions. We're talking about people who are actually trying to connect. No, I'm talking about the Facebook users that said if they want to have sex and you don't need an intelligent conversation for that. This is not about that. That's why this ain't fitting that, because this ain't that. Don't try to make this that.
Right.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying too. Like, if this was that, you're
Right. Rice Krispies and Hennessy.
absolutely correct. If this was that, I mean, whose homepage is this? We gotta find out who this is.
It's Pinterest. It's somebody's Pinterest.
Oh, whoever that was is with this last comment. But this ain't that. This ain't that. If
Like that. That's not what we're talking about.
else
We're not even
talking about.
We're talking about people that's actually looking to connect beyond.
If we're in a relationship, you know what I mean? We're in a relationship, or like, first of all, before we come, we're talking about marriage, or we're getting to that point. We're going to have this conversation beforehand, okay? So you're going to know my requirements before we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, most people don't wait until after they're married to have sex. That's reality. Most people aren't waiting until after they're married to have. So if that's the case, even if we're moving to that point, if you can't pull up, we got to.
Now you're gonna tell them what to do now, because earlier you talk about he got already know, and I ain't teaching him nothing.
No, she didn't say that. No, she was saying that he needs to know how to direct his actions.
I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm going to give you a chance. Then I'll tell you. But if it's not that, you know what I mean, and we just hooking up, no, I'm not telling you nothing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then when we get to that point,
she said he need to pull up.
I didn't want.
That's all I was saying. That was just completely my thought.
I'm so sorry. I thought you. I when I spoke, I thought you were. I apologize. I definitely want to shout out to my boy fine. Cliff. Yes. So no. Make it clear. Make it a little bit more clear as to what it is that we're saying. And so, with the question that he's asking about whether or not, there's intimacy prior to being physically touched, we know the answer. Yes, it starts first. Everything before you even somebody don't even know who you are, and you probably
It
fantasized
starts
about
first.
them or started that, going on there. But when we're
Exactly.
talking about this particular
Yes.
subject, we are talking about it in two different realms. We are talking about it in the realm of marriage. However, we are also talking about it in a reality of the hypersexualized culture that we're living in today. And people are not waiting.
Right.
They're not. Let's be realistic. They're not. And so, without
And they
them,
also don't have an end goal.
oh,
It's people that are single that intend to remain single and
that,
then want to be in relationship situations. And it's like you can't do that. Those two don't mix, and that's why there's always problems because somebody is giving more with an intention for a different goal than the other person.
boom, boom.
And it never ends well. If y'all aren't on the same page, it's never going to end well. I don't care what your intention is. If you're
Well,
never planning on building with this person, that needs to be very clear and remain clear the entire time. And boundaries need to be set so that those things don't those lines don't smear. Like you shouldn't have
I
somebody
agree
hanging
with that.
around doing things that a wife would do for you and then tell her you're not going to make her your wife because that's disrespectful to you, to them, and to whatever it is that y'all doing.
I love that. But again, we always gonna talk about ownership on the other end. You also had responsibility on your end, playing a part of that, and you didn't ask the proper questions. So it's everybody here at fault. We ain't let nobody off the hook. Like you
Okay.
have responsibility in this. And that's the one thing that we were to talk about today about your rights, your roles, and your responsibility. And that's the thing. We're looking at people who don't even have rights, who don't have a dog in this fight. You don't even have proper paperwork that gives you the right to say anything regarding what another person is doing, how they get down, whatever. You don't even have a right. So if you don't
Because
have
you
a
didn't
right,
enter into a contract with that person. You agreed to be this to me. I agreed to be this to you. That is why marriage is important. People are like, why would I get married? You ain't got to get married. I don't need that piece of paper. No, a paper tells a contract so that when things get smeared or people get too far away from where it started, you can say, nope, remember 20, 30 years ago, you said you was going to do this. You was going to be this to me. This is what you said. That gives you a plan to come back to restructure. If y'all then parted too far from whatever path y'all started out on, it gives you a plan to come back to. If you don't have that contract, there is nothing there to say, well, this is what you said. Then it's a verbal contract and you be like, oh, no, you remember when my words incorrectly. Like, nope,
and this
because
is
you signed it and that is what it said. You agreed to that.
This is why we have God, because that contract is not between the two parties. The contract that you're signing is the contract, the agreement that you made between you and God to love the other person. See, the other person isn't what's the word I want? They're too fallible or fallible enough where they cannot keep a contract. This is the reason why we have regular contracts today, because nobody keeps their word. You have to be in a contract with somebody who's going to keep their word all the time. And God is the only person with that perfect track record. That's why you come before him. You say your vows to him on behalf of the other person that you're going to do it, whether they showed up to work or not. Like whether they did what they was gonna do, that ain't got nothing to do, because the agreement wasn't never with me and him. It was always between me and God. And when I feel, as long as it's between me and him, when I feel, he covers. As long as I get back under the submission, the proper submission of where I'm supposed to be. So this is
I can't remember the two people, but it would happen in the Bible. It was just them, and they was out on a mountain. So it's always on a mountain. They was on a mountain. It was them and a rock, and they said, "As this rock as our witness in front of God." Like that's basically what it said. I don't know the scripture word for word. I can't remember who it was, but it was kind of early on in Genesis somewhere. And they were saying that I won't attack your nation. You won't attack my nation. My daughters will marry your sons. Like this is what they said. And that was the agreement that they made between each other to God in front of a rock. The rock was their witness, not another person. Only them two and God knew what they had said on that mountain to each other. And they used their faith in God to hold them both accountable to that contract. So if you both aren't on the same page with where your faith lies and who is holding you accountable, then there's no contract. Like, I can't make a contract with somebody that has $1 million for something for $1 million. I don't have $1 million. We're not on the same level to make a contract. So that's another thing. Like, you can't be on two different levels and then want to try and find a meeting place, because it's not going to work.
How can you walk together if you don't
With equally yoked?
So
It's important.
before I go, y'all, I'm just gonna say this on the more serious side. Lord, I do agree that, you know what I mean. Like, I wouldn't walk away from somebody that I love if she has all the kingdom principles. I wouldn't just walk away right away. You know what I mean? Like, I would do my best to make it work. That's me. That's me personally. Realistically, if it's something that I'm looking for long term.
Okay.
But again, that's if I even take that step before I get married. Because after I get married, it's a wrap. Like, I ain't got no other choice but to stay there.
unless abandonment, adultery, and
Right.
and abuse.
Right.
So I got 3 outs, and
Incest. I
you're
think
not
it's
showing
incest.
up. You're not showing up. Puts you in an abandonment situation, and that means
breach of contract.
You mean
Right.
not showing up?
so I'm out.
What do you mean not showing up?
Right.
Like, not being there. Like, if you are absent.
Absent. Do you know what? When
Absent. I don't care if you have to be on business 30 days out of the month. I need to hear from you.
Yep.
There's FaceTime. There's technology. There's what you shouldn't just be ghost. It's not that. I understand you building, but okay, I'm a person. I still require interaction. So that's still talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
Right.
Check how my day is. All right, let me ask how your day was. Like that.
Like, I went.
I know y'all not dating no man that ain't doing that with y'all. I know y'all ain't dating no man.
No, we're not. But there are people out here who are in relationships with people that do that ghost them, and then they still hanging around, sitting around like, oh, I wonder if they're thinking about me. Nope, they probably out with the strippers, snorting whatever off their booty cheeks, and doing all this, that, and the third, and then want to pop back up when they tired and ready to chill out because you're stable.
Yeah.
But that's what you're allowing, because you're allowing them to ghost you and not communicate properly, and not, if that's what you require, then you need to say that. Right. And expect that, and if they don't meet those expectations, then
communicated in the beginning. Absolutely.
Everybody wrong. Can we see that now? Can we see that we're wrong in whatever relationship you in, and it went south, and you guys aren't still friends, you guys aren't still communicating? Everybody was to blame. Both parties.
Absolutely.
Can you see your part? And if you take the time out, instead of blaming the other person for what you believe that they've done to you, and just focus on
right, come on,
teach
queen.
Even if you go back to the next person, to the same person, or even to the next, at least you've mastered that part of your life, and you can move on to something else that they point out in you. That
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's all your partner is a mirror. They're a living mirror.
Okay, I got a question for y'all. I got another question for y'all. I got another one. Okay, this will be the last question of the night. Okay, does love at first sight exist?
Yes. If you're open to love, and you're an open and loving person anyway, then you can love someone at the first sight. Like, if you're already open to love, then there's no boundaries, there's no wall there. Like, 9 times out of 10, people love first and they fall out of love. People do stuff and then they get hurt, they get whatever, and then that makes them fall out of love. But they start out in love.
If they fail, sis, they were lying in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Great question. Because the truth of the matter is, no matter who, you're supposed to show up in everybody's life, love. You're supposed to show up.
So come through
with that, because this is really a good question.
Mm-hmm.
If you're showing up in everybody's life, love, then at first sight, I did love you. So yes.
Yeah.
And you're also supposed to show up, with caramel cake.
Okay.
You supposed to be fast and dieting, doing something. You mentioned the caramel cake. We don't care about health.
Okay.
With the and it gotta have just the right crispy on top, like you know how they put it back in the oven, like what they don't turn the oven on, it just be warm, and they put the icing on it and they put it and they let it,
Do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So over caramel cake. So
It's been a minute since I had one. Thanks for that, Ty.
A little bit.
yeah, I got you, Doc Rainbow. I got you.
Not Doc Rainbow.
I love that. I love that. I was giving Dia a moment to call in. He was saying the phone line was busy.
Yeah, he said it's been busy. Yeah, he said it's been busy.
It has been busy the whole time. Like, but Shannon got through.
Yeah,
But
Shannon gone.
yeah, Shannon gone. She said bye.
I'm
I
gonna
had
come
yeah, let him come on through real quick before we close out. But definitely, I love this. I love this, conversation. I want us to make sure we're, staying on topic and,
rules
yeah,
of engagement.
yeah, the rules of engagement,
Mm-hmm.
like for real. And listen, people need it. They need
Yeah.
to
Right.
understand.
But I would say that the biggest issue is not showing up as your authentic self, as being who you truly are. And like that's the thing, like we be so caught up in judging other people and getting judged that we forget to just be ourselves. Because somebody can judge you and that just means you ain't for them. Like they ain't for you. Like it's okay. Everybody doesn't have to like you, and you don't have to like everybody. The person that you are visually and physically attracted to does not have to turn out to be the person that you end up with. You might end up with somebody that you would have never gave a second look to, because when you finally are your authentic self, you can appreciate other people that are their authentic self. Exactly.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
When you're really you can appreciate someone who's really being their self.
Listen, biggest issue that we have in a relationship, you showing up fraud. You not being like, even when you somebody that's like, just be honest, just like people still feel like they
still I'll be like, they're like, no, because no, they say that and then they get mad. So you're choosing, this is still a choice. You're choosing not to be honest because you're anticipating and assuming a reaction that you don't know you're gonna get because you weren't honest.
That's
so you don't know that's gonna be their reaction.
No, you don't even know. And then again, these are those moments. These moments are very imperative because this is the moments that make the relationship. This is the moments where you get to see people respond or react. Exactly. And when you're watching them react, you should be able to say, okay,
this ain't for me.
When crisis hit, this is who that person is, and that's
you should be coming in now.
You don't want so much of the calmer moments because in those moments you're more than likely going to get a fake and fraud person.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like people, you leave value on the table when you don't test people's limits.
Teach.
And you don't have to, like I said, you don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to be rude, poking, proud, or none of that. But just make sure that you are being your authentic self at all times, because when you do that, you give other people permission to do the same.
So
silently.
I'm gonna read a few of the comments that D said. So he said they lost the question. There are some women that pop before they are touched. I mean, we live in a hypersexual culture, so that should be expected.
Where's that one?
Something that's not expected, because even people who are so-called Christians, they live in their homes and they're not true to what it is they're saying to do. Like you're saying, don't fornicate, but then
hypocrites
don't fornicate, use protection or use contraception. That's part of deaf's culture. That's part of participating in the stuff that we're not supposed to. So don't play like we're not living in a hypersexual culture that people are not popping off before they touch. And it's taught on almost everything you watch. I don't even know. Got it. He said he had to leave. He couldn't get in. That's because when someone's on the phone, we got to wait for the next person. But I don't know why you couldn't get in prior to. But then he said, can't find in the Bible where you have to have a paper. Listen, a piece of paper does not have to exist, but you have to have a contract, whether it's verbal. That has to be, it's the verbal contract between you and God that matters. All this other stuff.
I was saying paper as an example. Like if you was doing a business transaction, you want that on paper because you want to have something as proof to go back to it. So if you don't make a contract, you can't hold the other person accountable for when they not holding up their end of what made you agree to be in that relationship with them. Like you had, because when you're in a relationship, you're giving up everything. You're giving up possibilities, endless possibilities. So in order for you to give up your endless possibilities, you have to know or have some type of comfort in knowing that this person is going to work with me. This person is going to make sure that I'm not going to be worried about the possibilities I done gave up. That I'm not going to be worried about, am I going to be able to grow how I need to as an individual and still be with this person? Because that's another thing. People, personal growth gets stunted because their partner can't handle the person that they're becoming because they're not prepared for that end of that contract. People are changing every day. They have experiences. Y'all not connected at the hip. They go to work. You don't know what they're going through. That is changing them.
Yeah.
And you have to be prepared for the person that they're changing into.
You were supposed to keep up. You supposed to have been growing and evolving and changing as well. You should have been able to keep up. But another thing too, as they're changing, this is where love comes in. Did you love enough to did you
I know what you're gonna say. Come with it.
Yes, to study them and anticipate their needs, anticipate the change, get ready for everything that it is that's about to happen. But people don't do that. We ain't anticipating each other's needs. We ain't loving each other enough where we're actually investigating them and studying them and seeing, okay, it's the change. Okay, then should I fall back? Should I not? Let me make sure, are you listening to when God is talking to you about this individual? Like, hey, man, I was with the individual and I was looking at the shoes, and God said, hey, it's a different man in them shoes. You got to treat him better. Like that, like very clear, very clear. It's a different. The shoes standing right there, but a man in those shoes have changed. This probably.
All right, I think that's him.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey.
Welcome to Rock Truth.
Hey.
D.
Hey.
Weren't you the one that just had the birthday?
I think so. Yep.
Well, if you guys don't get rid of those old Obama phones and get some real phones.
He said the Obama phone. Don't talk about Obama phone because I got one and it works fine.
Really? Like Rainbow got an Obama phone?
Yes, I do, because I needed one when I needed one, and even when I didn't, it still works and it's still free. Yes, it still works and it's still free. If you have, and I'm gonna put y'all on game. If you have Medicare or Medicaid, you can get you an Obama phone, and that could be your little burner phone or whatever. Just handle your business on it or whatever.
I already got two. Phones. One for the plug. I already got two. One for the plug, baby. One for the plug.
Got two phones. Yep.
They came on straight for the neck.
How you doing? How you doing, my queen? My queen. How you doing?
Yes.
Amazing, King. Blessings.
Feeling great. How are you?
You guys are doing pretty good. You got a real nice show there.
Thank you.
Problem is, big brother Donald Trump listening in on them Obama phones in the line.
He got work to do. He should be focused on what's happening down there in Washington.
Because they struggling.
But the crazy part, I'm mad we went into that, but that's okay. The crazy part about that is nobody going to jail.
Come on.
It's legal. It's legal. It's protected by the Constitution.
It's legal.
That's a constitutional right. Can't nobody go to jail for that.
I know.
Yes, the country was founded on overturning governments. What are you talking about?
Right for who? For who?
Hey. Well, I mean, if we get enough money together, we get them lawyers right. Trust me, it is a constitutional right, regardless of how they feel about who's doing it. It is a constitutional right, and as long as you know your rights, you can fight for them. If you don't know what you're fighting for, you're gonna be sitting in jail for no reason.
You're wrong. You're wrong, sister.
I was waiting on them to say that.
Right.
Come on, correct me.
I just want to say you guys got a nice little show there. You're doing pretty good. Spitting that propaganda all over the place. That's pretty nice. But what they're doing is not a constitutional right. Anytime you cross and get on federal property and you stop the government from doing what he's supposed to be doing, that is called treason.
That's what they started calling it, but hold on. I'm going to look it up for you.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and look it up. You have a right to protest, but you do not have a right to violate what the officer tells you. When
I
you
would,
see
I,
the barricades up, that means stop. You ain't
I
supposed to
would go
go.
with that.
But when you
I
break
mean,
into a federal building and you damage federal property,
that is a
you
federal.
become what's known as a domestic terrorist.
It's a,
And
but I
since they
don't know.
interrupted,
True. That's true.
and since they interrupted the government while the government was doing the
The
electoral
count.
college vote, what they did was a treasonable act, which is punishable by death. No prison time, straight up death for treason.
Mm.
So,
The
so a
Declaration of
lot of those,
Independence says that we not only have the right, but we also have the duty to alter or abolish any government that does not secure our unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Mm. That's a
okay,
good.
well, first of all,
So, like I
first of all,
said, that's also why we still have the right to form a militia. So if we formed a proper militia, then
That
I
is.
mean, people don't do that because you got the U.S. Army. So
okay,
we
sister,
don't,
you
but
you
we
had
have the
something
right
that
to.
you had something that don't even pertain to you African American wannabe people.
I mean, we know
And
that.
I
It doesn't
mean, but
pertain
I
to
mean,
y'all.
but that's why I'm also not storming the Capitol because that's not where my fight is. Like that's not where my power and change lies. I know that for a fact, and I don't waste energy where I know it's not. I'm not going to get a return on my
Well, see,
investment.
if you if you remember correctly, when that law was written, it was written for the people that wasn't, shall I say,
That's true.
educated
Then
people.
that's then, and
So,
this is
so
now,
and
and that's the thing.
uneducated
People
people
hold
don't have
on
any right
to what was
whatsoever
then
on this
and try and
land.
make it
Because
relevant
the may have been
now.
this earth.
But I mean, but that's cool and all. But if you use that same logic, then that means that the whole Declaration of Independence is null and void because
Ben.
they understand and they know that we are citizens and they count us in their GDP and they count us in their revenue and they take our taxes. So if by those
Bingo.
definitions, it's null and void. Like it doesn't count for anybody. I don't care what your skin color is. It basically means that the Declaration of Independence and all the whole Constitution is null and void for every American citizen. So since we don't follow with that thought and logic, then that means that it doesn't matter what their intention was when they wrote it. It has changed. We know that. And we know that the people involved and the people that it affects has changed. We know that law and government has changed. So a lot of things have changed, but you don't see people going around burning Bibles either because it's still relevant. It's still useful. So the same thing with the Declaration of Independence and all of those rights and everything. The only problem that we're having now is with enforcing those equally.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
problem.
that sounds real good for Jargo, but that doesn't hold water.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying too, because at the end of the day, even just from a keener perspective, we have dual citizenship, and so our job is to be adherents to law on both ends. Our adherence to law from a keener perspective gives us the willingness, the opportunity to have
Right.
the respect for the law on the worldly end. However, there is still a point in which when that law isn't adding up to his, we move out and no, we are not supposed to destroy. We're not. And like Doc Ock saying, that's why I'm not at the Capitol. But the people that are who believe in this so-called Constitution and American way and everything, they're taking their constitutional rights that they believe in, just like we take our biblical rights that we believe in. And that's why we have this show today and we're not there. But they're
No,
taking
no,
those
no, no,
rights
no, no,
and
no, no. Most
they're
people that say they
exercising
believe in
that.
the Bible don't believe in the Bible.
But that's
I'm
Okay, and that's their
sorry.
business. That's their
Let
business.
me
That's
correct
not
that.
mine.
Let
I ain't
me
got nothing to
correct
do
that.
with
Okay,
that.
let me correct that.
On topic.
Most people that say they believe in the tampered with King James Version Bible don't believe in the tampered with King James Version
tampered or
Bible
not,
that
what's
they
in there
say
is
they
expired.
are trying to live by.
Right.
But either way, that's still their personal prerogative. I can't live no one else's life but mine. All I can do is be as good of an example of how to, like, if you see me do something, you see I get a certain outcome, and you want to know, oh, how can I do what I just did? Then all I can do is just lead by example. If you want to get an outcome that I got, then you need to do what I did. And if that doesn't work for you,
Okay,
then it's up to you
sounds,
to find your
sounds real
own
good
way
considering
to
that
get that outcome.
you have a dual citizenship
I mean, we
when
do.
you guys
It's
don't.
it's not just us. It's everybody. Let's be clear, because I don't even
No,
want
no, 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 no,
I don't
no.
even want to
No,
put
it's
it out
not
there.
everybody.
Oh, it is,
It's not
because
everybody.
just because people negate God, don't make him not God. So we're not gonna play like it's just a few people and everybody got options. That's the biggest lie that's being told, that you got another way. Everybody has dual citizenship here. Whether you exercise the rights of your other citizenship is on you. That's a
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I
No,
can't live life for nobody else but me.
no, it is, because to say that it's
that's not
not
true.
negates that God is, and that's not true. God is, whether anybody acknowledges him or not. In the beginning, God. That's when you can stop. You ain't got to read past none of the stuff that you believe is not true or not. When he declared, that's all that's necessary. We can move just on that being. But we're gonna definitely acknowledge the fact that everybody is given dual citizenship here. You were sent here. You didn't just come up and sprout out on your own. You were sent here. So because of that, we have dual citizenship. Whether you exercise the right from a kingdom perspective or you exercise the right from the worldly perspective, that is your sole decision. And that particular decision is what separates you from him. Period.
Well, I thought your Bible did not your Bible says that you can't have two masters. If you got dual citizenship,
You're
then
not
you got two
doing
That's
masters.
not that's not a master. Citizenship is not mastership.
No, it's not. Our master is God. And because he gave us kingdom citizenship, he also told us to adhere to the laws of this world. You're supposed to do what they're telling you
You
to do.
can't find that in the Bible.
Oh, okay.
It does. It does. It actually
You
does.
command-
It says it. They're actually talking about actual kingdoms and actual kings, and they say the citizens in a kingdom are supposed to listen to their king the same way children listen to their parents.
Thank you.
Why? Because it creates order. Without order, there is chaos. With chaos, there is no growth. You can't grow personally if you got to constantly worry about somebody kicking your door in, because nobody is paying attention to the laws of the land. Nobody is, honoring another person's right to be. And when you honor who is making the decisions over that
Are
land,
you telling me that? Wait a minute. It might be this Pepsi working on me. It might be this
It could be. Take a
Pepsi
burp.
working on me.
Take a burp.
Oh,
look, you said the Pepsi.
you obey every law of the land.
D,
No.
get on the subject. D.
No, the one
Oh,
they gotta
nobody-
make sense. They gotta make sense.
Come on, like make it a reality thing, y'all. Like nobody's saying that we're perfect. Nobody's saying that we adhere to every part of the law. But what we are saying is what you're saying, that no, we're not supposed to be over there tearing up their stuff. We're not. If we have an issue, they gave us.
Well, I
a
would say
right
that
in our
because the
law,
uniform that I put
gave
on
us-
says you
they gave
can't
us
do
the
it.
right
But
to
either way, if you don't go and tear up somebody's stuff, guess what? You don't go to jail.
our uniform. About our uniform from God. And so, regardless of what the world is, we're not haters. We're not destroyers. We are
Exactly.
lovers. We are builders. We are rebuilding. And so, none of that goes with his nature, which means, just like you were saying, we shouldn't be over there doing that. And neither are the people who claim to be Christians should be over there tearing that stuff up. Let me explain to you what he told us to do. And that's every Christian. He said, if there is an issue, turn. I ain't tell you to tear up nothing. I ain't tell y'all to get together and put money together. And I said, turn from that way to me. And that's the only out of here. That's the only out of here. All this other stuff, you can rally, you can protest. Look at where I got them. Look at where we got it. They rallied all and did everything in the 60s, 70s, all that stuff. Look at where we are today. Tell me what has it changed besides it being more systematic than anything.
Mm-hmm. They
But
crack down even harder.
What told us to do is the one thing that we ain't even done, we haven't done yet, and that's turn. That's the one thing we tried, which is what he mandated.
Love.
Oh, right.
Love. That's literally I just talked about this in the conference. The Beatitudes. He tells you exactly what to do. When he was talking about, they were like, he said, don't, if the enemy strike your left cheek, turn your right to him. It's not about letting them hit you again. It's about understanding.
Obedience.
When you give understanding, you get understanding. You can't ask for mercy and not give mercy.
And not give it how I gave it.
Exactly. And you can't even recognize it if you've never given it. So someone might be giving you mercy, but you don't know what it even looked like because you've never given it.
No. And that's all love. And if you don't
And
have
Well,
practice what you preach.
that sounds real good. That sounds real good. I kind of like the way y'all put that there, but it just doesn't hold up. I mean, but I
I mean,
understand.
no, but it only doesn't because people don't expect it to. You get what you expect.
I'm about
I
that.
never expect people to come and attack me. So guess what? People don't come and attack me.
Very
When
don't.
I have an opposing idea, I don't attack the person with
Wait a
my
minute,
opposing idea. I just say,
you're
well,
not being, whoa, stop. You're not being attacked. We're fulfilling one of
no. I wasn't saying that you was
you
attacking
know
me.
what that is?
She wasn't saying that.
I wasn't saying that. You were saying that doing that doesn't work. It does work because I expect it to work. People who do that and it doesn't work is because they don't expect it to work. They just doing something. Like, no, you have to do it on faith. You know what faith is? Knowing that when you do this, you will get this outcome. That is faith. There is no doubt. There's no room for fear. When you have an attitude of gratitude, there is no room for fear. I am grateful that I am compassionate. I am grateful that I can understand that this person ain't lashing out at me because of me. They're lashing out because they're unhappy with themselves.
Yeah,
With something that they got going on. I ain't got nothing to do with nobody with what nobody else chooses to do.
Slim, stop.
Are you there?
Stop.
Mr. T?
I'm here. I've been telling you for the past 20 minutes to stay on top because I've been telling you to stay on topic and talk about this love and dating and relationship.
Oh yeah, because we can go all night, baby. Because look, don't we got now? Ain't we married? Okay.
What they were saying about love is not right.
Part
They just took it to another level, but what they were saying about love is not right. They even came up with this cockamamie story about you got to have a piece of paper to be.
No, that was an example. I was using it as an example because when you hear a contract, people automatically think a written contract, but no.
That's not what we said, D. That's not even what she said. So that comment was taken out of context. Before we were bringing you back on, we were clarifying that. That comment was taken out of context. She never said that you had to have a physical piece of paper. That's not what she said. And she also made a point to say that it was two people in the Bible. She wasn't sure where it was, what it is. And they were at a rock and before God and this rock. So there was no paper. There's no witnesses. It's just God. And that's what we talked about. The contract is between you and God verbally. You have to speak it. You got to say I do to
you
what
don't.
it is. Yes, you do. There is no contract between you and God that's not
the power is in the word, and when you say the word.
That's the power.
I understand, but you're playing hopscotch.
Like ain't nobody no mind reader. No, nobody's a mind reader. If I don't say it out of my mouth, you don't know what I'm thinking.
You're taking one time frame and trying.
No. It means exactly right. If I don't say it, you don't know what I'm thinking.
You playing hopscotch. You all over the place with comments, and it's so. Here's the thing: what you saying is not adding up. Tell us where, because we never mentioned a verbal, we never mentioned a physical contract, all that extra stuff. We're talking about the obedience that you're supposed to have, the submission that you're supposed to have, and the responsibility that you're supposed to have to God with this contract, this verbal contract between you and him regarding another individual. So that's what we were
get with me, T, because I can see right now these young queens, they very knowledgeable of some things, but they need to go to the school of philosophy, biblical understanding. They're a little bit all over the place with what they're saying. So you get with them, man, and I'm gonna look in my piggy bank and we're gonna buy some airtime so I can go ahead and educate them on a few things they thought they knew.
You about to go? Why you gotta go?
I got to knock down this Pepsi real quick.
Oh, okay.
Y'all got
Pepsi. Got him scratched. He got to get that gas out because I know the Pepsi have you burping, but it feels good. It's like,
no, bro. Make sure it's a good Coke.
Coke is better.
No, you didn't. Bro, where's the button? I need a button so I could. How do I kick him out the? You finna get kicked out of the for that one.
Game all day. It's always.
Hey, I got a button for you tomorrow, Doc. I got a button for you tomorrow on the show. I got one. You already know what button that is.
Hey man, I'm gonna go on and knock down this Pepsi because hey, but on the real tip, you girls are very knowledgeable on some things. It's just that sometimes when you're baking the cake, you got to have the correct ingredients the right way. And what y'all saying is pretty smooth. I understand what you're saying, but Y'all still need to go to the school of Davis School of Biological Philosophy
When we
and
was
the way
trying
it
to
should
enroll,
be.
you was leaving. When we tried to enroll, you closed up. We were like, hey, I got my papers. You ready? You got yours? I got my documents. We trying to enroll, but you got to have your Pepsi. So I guess we'll enroll when you
Right.
Don't worry about it. Me and Doc Ock, we there. We your first students. We'll be there. We'll be there.
Got my notebook, my handy dandy notebook.
Just messing with y'all, though, but y'all doing good,
No,
though.
no. I
Really.
love
I'm
you
just
to
messing with
death.
you.
I
But
love
I am going to knock
you.
down this fast. Y'all got a nice show. Just to fix those Obama phones,
I
though.
can't.
But I'm going to knock down this fast.
Right.
Love you, Steve. We love you. Thank you so
Love
much.
you. Thanks for calling in.
For real, because people ain't bold enough
Hey,
to
I'll
just
try to
say,
give you
Exactly,
a
yeah.
another day sometime.
okay, please.
Yeah.
We love you. I promise. And happy birthday, brother. God,
Yes.
I'm grateful
Oh,
that
okay.
you're still here, man.
Hey, well, thank goodness. I'm glad you said that because everybody don't live to be 350 years old. Like me.
Okay. I know that's right.
Hey, D. Yo, D.
Yeah.
Part 2 tomorrow.
Oh man, part 2. You tell them girls to come on and make sure they got their paperwork in their hands so they can verify that propaganda they spitting out there to them innocent folk that don't understand that they not saying what they think they saying.
I'm trying to get enrolled. I'm coming with my papers. I'm trying to get enrolled. I got everything I need. Doc, I get your stuff for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Pack a lunch? Did you pack a lunch?
Do you want us to speak?
Always.
So this is the
Yeah,
second
make sure you pack an extra bologna sandwich, okay?
please.
I don't eat bologna.
And it's like it's
Salami.
Make sure you don't eat bologna.
Nice.
You ain't human. All humans eat bologna.
No, not especially not like as a cold cut. Oh no, it got to be like fried up. Like you got to put that in the skillet and make sure both sides are crispy with cheddar cheese. Like you got to do it up. You can't just slap that on some bread and stuff. For me, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. I'm not eating.
Okay, D, love you. Love you.
All right,
D.
take care, man.
Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, we might as well go ahead and close out. Jesus. Ty.
I know, right?
Question.
Do I have a question?
No. You had all the questions.
Yeah, we went way in the left field and hung around on the Capitol line talking about not the caramel cake.
Caramel cake. See that caramel cake? That caramel cake just quiet y'all down.
The real deal.
The Rice Krispies and Hennessy, I cannot believe that was a real combo.
About to have
a real combo.
And I literally just said that off the top of my head, and somebody out here actually thought that's a mess.
Listen,
that is a mess.
I don't like those caramel cakes. Those caramel cakes that got it'd be like circle like this, then a circle like that, then a circle like that, and I don't like them. That was
I like it where it had a hole in the middle. What's that, like a pound cake? I don't know, but that's what I like, the hole in the middle. Because then all the starlight cream it fill up in the middle, and then when you cut the slice out, you got to scoop some out the middle.
You got to go in there
on the side, so you can put it on the sides that was inside the cake.
Yes.
Willie, get the pound cake. We want the pound cake, Willie.
We want the one. It's a bundt cake. It's a caramel.
Yeah.
It's a bundt cake.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, thank you.
Lord.
It's DT. It's DT. Well, okay.
Oh, right.
It is, but I'm like, enough people misspelled it. They figured it out.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
Yes. See? That's it.
They got fancy. They got it like on the lean. I want to do that. That's the one I want to do.
Okay,
well, see, your man already got you. He already got you right there. Bring that cake home, y'all.
Hey,
put.
That means he loves me because he thought about me. He anticipated the need.
Okay.
He studied me. All of that stuff. So it works. It works. Middle in the middle.
I mean, really.
See, and you see how the icing is like in the middle. You got to get the spoon and scoop it out and put it on the side of the cake where you cut it, and then you got icing all around it.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Then that's it. Like, trust me. Hey, I've been 215 pounds, and you don't get that big not eating.
That was
I was definitely putting some food away.
Was that your height? 215?
Yeah, not pregnant. Because when I got pregnant, I got back up to 215, but I was pregnant. I had a person in me, so slightly different.
Yeah.
After the feds, this one I'm about. After the feds, this one I'm about. I'm gonna take a pic and put it on my page.
Listen and eat the whole thing. You should just bring it on the show and just eat it.
I ain't gonna eat the whole thing. I'm just gonna take the pic, and the lady's gonna come. All I gotta do is just say, "Look what I got."
Oh, so that's what it is. That's your bait. You trying to bait in a bay. That's your bait.
That's how you do it. You just buy a cake. Just buy a cake, and they coming. They coming.
Well, Ty, go ahead, wrap us up on out of here. And man, it was such a wonderful show. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, very wonderful show. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. And I really do, honestly, I do feel vindicated because there's some people out there, they really think that if they have a good man or have a good woman, they can't knock them down in the bed. They gotta let them go right away. But once you have that conversation, and once you understand that you know what I'm saying, that those intimate words that drew you into the person already got you, you know, y'all already performing you already performing the act of sex. Boom, ain't nothing but a mop-up operation. So hey, appreciate you all for tuning in today. Part two tomorrow. Part two tomorrow on the BZNZ network, 8 p.m. Eastern.
BZNZ.
We going ham. We going ham. Shout out to
That's a dance. That's a dance. It is. They be doing that on TikTok. I'm gonna give me a TikTok.
Shout out to the Wordsmith and the Chemist. Shout out to the Wordsmith and the Chemist. Shout out.
I'm about to change my name for this show to the word.